My name is Mike Zuckerman. I'm a culture hacker, and I'm co-founder of Freespace that originated in San Francisco. Yeah, I found out about Catalyst Week through Burning Man. They're a city, a prototype temporary city, and I've known about the downtown project for a long time. So they invited me down here, and I really wanted to see it for myself, and I'm here. I've been to Vegas many times, but I've always just stayed on the Strip. That was all I knew about. And this is my first time coming here and coming to see the downtown. There couldn't be a greater contrast between my previous trips to the Strip versus my trip here to downtown. When I travel, I love meeting people that are reimagining things, that are civically engaged, that are doing tactical urbanism, and it just seems like the downtown is filled with that. So in my travels, I always try and uncover these things, whereas here in the downtown project, it's just, you can't avoid it. Everywhere you go, you're seeing a new idea, you're seeing something being prototyped. So it's very different than the glitz and glam and the kind of party indulgence that you usually get in the Strip. Yeah, well, so in addition to the Catalyst Week tours, we've been exploring the downtown by going to the local watering holes and some of the open mic and walking through the Fremont street corridor and talking to locals. And it's really interesting to get a sense of a city in such a short amount of time. But Catalyst Week has really kind of condensed that and given a bunch of different perspectives. But you really can't get the local perspective unless you go out to the local watering holes, the third places, if you will. And that's where I think you really get a true sense of, you know, the zeitgeist of what's going on here, beyond what you just see on the press and read online. Honestly, it was so my favorite experience since being here was last night at a piano bar. It was an open mic, and one of our friends was kind of shy about going up there, and he just belted out some amazing 2 songs in a row I would rather see him sing than Paul McCartney. And it was just amazing to see the latent talent that exists. That's not even what he does. He's not even a singer, but it was just cool to see that there was a stage and a platform that anyone could get up on and shine. Yeah, my main takeaways, it's only been 24 hours, but my main takeaways are that this is an experimental city. And any city you go to, you kind of learn about what's going on there. And this one in particular has just been particularly educational. It's starting from scratch. I think that depressed urban environments, disaster zones, and festivals are the places where you can get away with prototyping and trying things out, because obviously what was happening before wasn't working. So seeing new things, even if it's not the ultimate solution, it's still great to give it a shot. And Downtown Project is certainly giving it a shot. And they're able to pivot and adjust, and but you don't know until you try it. And the takeaways are always to see what we can actually implement and affect and bring back to the other cities that we're operating in. And talks are great, and I'm about to give a talk here in a few minutes, but I'm really interested in seeing what kind of action can come out of it and what projects can be implemented, and projects that are already in place, how they can be adjusted. So it's really just a nice collision of ideas and people, and we're going to implement them in the world, because that's what we do. Tonight I'm going to talk about user-generated physical space. So it's a project that we started as part of the National Day of Civic Hacking called Freespace, where essentially we get a building for free, for $1 actually, and then we gift it to the community. And much like the internet is user-generated, we are applying that to the physical space. So people can program their own events, they figure out their own governance structure, they do murals, and it's really just amazing to see what happens when you give people permission and space to make things. Our only 2 rules in the space are no money and no alcohol, and everything must be inclusive. There's no closed parties. And it's just, again, it's a reflection of the zeitgeist of the times, of the desire of the people to manifest trends that are happening all over the world, or are coming out with the sharing economy, collaborative consumption, and the maker movement, and DIY. All of these things kind of manifest themselves in an area where you remove money and you get to see what people are truly passionate about and sharing. Yeah, well, I mean, we've always had gathering spaces. The Commons is one, informal places that aren't home or work. And people exchange ideas. That's what makes cities so interesting, is you have a diverse background and perspectives and ethnicities and socioeconomic status. And that's what makes it fascinating instead of just being in a homogenous conversations all the time. So when the community comes and participates in a free space, there's almost this, I don't know, it's like a playground. It's a place for adults to go and play, but also kids are coming and elders. But I guess the experience they take away is that if you contribute what you have to offer and other people do that, it becomes this really great snowball effect. It's kind of like the Stone Soup story, that all of the resources and the talent and the things are already present in our communities. We just they're sitting latent and they don't know where to go. But if they can have a convening space to show up, you really get to see that, you know, it's like the Dumbo feather. We had it all along. We just needed the outlet to express ourselves.